Dricus du Plessis, like the absolute G he is, has also agreed that he should be fighting Khamzat Chimaev next. He believes he should be defending his belt against Khamzat Chimaev next instead of Sean Strickland. He said it on some little podcast channel, whatever it was, with his brother and somebody else. But nevertheless, absolute G mega Chad move. This just shows the type of stones Dricus has when it comes to fighting and legacy and everything. And I got to tell you, I am becoming a Dricus fan. This guy, I'm really liking him. Yes, the whole South African thing is controversial, but as a fighter and a human being, I like Dricus. I do. He is a really funny, smart, and brave guy. Like I said, instead of entertaining another boring ass fight with a one-dimensional fighter that arguably went the way of that one-dimensional fighter, he decides to take a full-on animal beast man hybrid next up to defend his title. I love it. I love it. I love the fight. I think Khamzat deserves it more than Sean Strickland. I think the UFC will still book Sean Strickland versus Dricus, sadly. But I think if the UFC really listened to the fans, they would remove Strickland and put Dricus against Khamzat. Strickland has Imamov to fight. Just put Strickland against Imamov. Strickland will hate it, yeah, but, you know, it's what you got to do, you know. Look, I respect Sean Strickland, and I made a whole video about this already. But like I said, the better fights to make are the more entertaining fights to make. And Dricus versus Khamzat is the fucking definition of entertaining, okay? Definitely more so than Sean Strickland jab-teeping and 1-2 punching his way to another decision against Dricus. But either way, I also want to talk about the outcome of a Dricus versus Khamzat fight, because I think it's absolutely insane, and there's a lot of stuff you have to keep in mind. The first thing is definitely the patented Dricus blitz, the famous Dricus go-to move where he rushes at his opponent, spamming overhands and ducking his head to his chest. It's a fun move, and it's a nearly unstoppable move, and I don't think Khamzat will be the one to stop it. I think, you know, what Khamzat would definitely have to do is just go for a takedown, really. You know, Dricus has his head ducked. He's moving over with overhands. I think it's pretty much a kind of perfect time to just go for a double leg or single, just right to the waist of Dricus and try to run him down. Dricus, don't get me wrong, Dricus is a very experienced and very phenomenal grappler as well. So I think the fight will be an entertaining one on the ground. But nevertheless, Khamzat is next level. I just saw what Khamzat did to fucking Robert Whittaker. And what he did to Robert Whittaker, he absolutely can't do to Dricus. I think Khamzat is just on another level of strength when it comes to grappling, way higher than just everybody else in the UFC, maybe besides a Bo Nickel or a John Jones, you know. He's just able to latch on and never let go and just drag you. And I think he could do that to Dricus. I think Dricus will be able to last longer than Robert Whittaker did. Almost, you know, definitely last longer. And I think if Khamzat, just like the Robert Whittaker fight, if Khamzat chooses to stay on the feet with Dricus, Khamzat will be in danger. It's dangerous to stay on the feet with Dricus du Plessis. It is. Like I said, those blitzes, while they look a little bit sloppy and clumsy, they land, man. They were landed on Izzy all night. The last two, because the first few wouldn't land, but the last two would clip Izzy every time. Almost every time they would clip Izzy. And then Izzy, while he was hanging in there, was getting more and more worn by them until the moment where he started to fucking run away from him and just leave his back open for a back take and a rear naked. So I think it is a really beautiful, amazing, fun fight. I look forward to it. I really want to see it. I hope it's next. I hope the UFC listens to the fans and even listens to Dricus, who's calling for it. Props to him. He's got stones. I hope the UFC listens to Dricus and makes this fight next instead of involving Strickland. Because I think it's going to be fun, and I think Khamzat is going to get the belt. I like Dricus. I'm a Dricus fan now. I'm also a Khamzat fan. I love both, and I'm excited to see both fight. And I think Khamzat comes out on top because, like I said, his strength is just different. You can't let him grab a hold of you. And I don't think Dricus has that, precise type of striking to keep Khamzat away. Because in order to Dricus blitz, you got to rush at your opponent. Dricus has to rush at Khamzat. And that leaves really nice openings for takedowns. It's just what it is, Yeah, Dricus can probably sprawl really well as soon as Khamzat shoots in. But Khamzat shoots in at such a pace and at such a range that, he'll get you no matter what. And I could say the same for Dricus because Dricus has some really nice takedowns and really nice single legs and double legs as well. But like I said, Khamzat, man, it's a different fucking level. Every time is a different level. Time and fucking time again. It's a different level. But anyway, yeah, I think Khamzat comes out on top, and Khamzat will be your next and my next middleweight champ of the world as soon as he fights Dricus. Let me know what you think. Comment, like, subscribe. But most importantly, subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next.